Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Riverview Complex for the district championship tonight. The much anticipated meeting, third go-around between the two War Eagle rivals. The league champion Remsen St. Mary's Hawks with a record of 28-4, and Gehlen, who finished runner-up in the league this year at 27-3. Of course, two of those three losses dealt them by the Hawks earlier this month by margins of 6-0 and 5-4. It's the two aces for both teams going head-to-head tonight. We don't expect a lot of runs. Should be an exciting night of baseball. Got a lot of folks packed in there and more trying to get in all the time. It's going to be a great atmosphere. Sit back and enjoy what has been a tradition at both ballparks to both ball clubs to kind of think in terms of maybe making it down to the big show. Each year there's 25 state tournament appearances represented here tonight between Spalding Catholic and Gehlen Catholic and Remsen St. Mary's, and you can even kick in Bancroft St. John's and their 7 championships along the way. Jim Wesselman's got some connections up there. They won 5 fall titles, a couple of summer titles back in the mid-90s. So if you throw their 7 state titles in here, all in all tonight, between those programs that had so much success through the course of the last 20, 30 years, you've got as many as 22 state championships represented here tonight between the programs. Let's take a minute break. We're coming back to look at the lineups after this. Well, the umpires meeting with the coaches out at home plate. Jim Wesselman, Dean Harpinaugh, co-head coaches, both out there for the Hawks. They're in the blue jerseys, the white numbers, the white baseball pants, and the white baseball caps. Gehlen in the gold uniforms and the gold trim, and the white baseball pants and the white caps with the green bills. Here's your lineup tonight for the St. Mary's Hawks. They'll open up with Erik Willman out in center field, leading off. Brady Harpinaugh doing the catching and batting second. Elliot Conover, the third baseman, bats in the number 3 spot. Andrew Potabom will be hitting cleanup, playing first base tonight. Matt Wesselman gets the pitching assignment. He'll hit 5th. Ross Arns DHing tonight for left fielder Mitch Plindle. Jacob Wesselman hits 7th. He'll play shortstop. Jeremiah Lewis, the second baseman, bats 8th. And Brad Rolling, the right fielder, in the number 9 spot. So again, it's Willman, Harpinaugh, and Conover, Potabom, Matt Wesselman, Arns, and Jacob Wesselman, Lewis, and Rolling in the bottom 3 spots. Hawks are 28-4. Their losses have been to 4 pretty good ball clubs this year. They lost 2-0 to Hartley Melvin Sanborn. Ryan Flynn shut them down back in early June. Then they lost 13-1 to Gehlen in the CYO. They lost 2-0 to Woodbury Central, potential sub-state qualifier. They're playing down at Lawton Bronson tonight. Sioux Center beat the Hawks 2-0. Hawks have since won 10 in a row, including tournament wins over George Little Rock 9-0 and West Sioux 4-0. They have yet to give up a run on the tournament trail. Jays also have 2 shutouts on the tournament trail. They've beaten Akron Westfield 9-0 and South O'Brien 5-0. So kind of leads you to believe there may not be many runs in this one tonight. For Marty Kurth, number 5 rated Gehlen Catholic Jays, the number 1 seed in this district. They're 27-3. They'll be the home team of the board tonight. Lucas Hunt will lead off and play center field. Ty Kurth, the third base, bats second. Brady Hying, the second baseman, bats to the number 3 spot. Jared Steppes, the first baseman, bats cleanup. Blake Wilchin does the pitching and bats 5th. Mitchell Black, the catcher, bats 6th. Noel Livermore, the DH in the number 7 spot, DHing for left fielder Austin Herbst. Ryan Stoll, the right fielder, bats 8th, and Solomon Fricking, the shortstop, batting in the number 9 spot. Remsen St. Mary's has made 8 state tournament appearances. They were there a year ago. They lost 6-4 to Van Meter in the first round. They won it all in 1983, 1984, and 1985. Hawks coach Dean Harpinaugh pitched the championship win in 1985. And runner-up finish for the 2007 and 2010 qualifier. The Hawks also have fall titles in 1980, 1981, and 1984. As far as Gehlen is concerned, the Jays made 5 state tournament appearances. They won it all in 95 and 99, runner-up in 94. They were there last in 2008. 12 appearances for the Spartans, 5 titles, 3 runners runners-up, and 2 fall titles, 3 runners-up there. A lot of trophies in those cases. And we'll take a 2-minute break. We're going to enjoy the national anthem here at the ballpark. The last 5 years, the Hawks have won 9 of those 14, including both games this year. They won 6-0 behind a 4-hit shutout by young Jacob Wesselman back on, get the date out here, that was back on the 12th, the first day of July, and then 9 days later, they played again over in Remsen, and that was a 5-4 victory. Hawks scored 5 runs in the first 3 innings, took a 5-1 lead. The Jays were rallying, left 2 on in the 7th inning, and came up an inning short, or a run short in the 7th inning at 5-4. Elliot Conover got the win in that one. These 2 pitchers have not pitched against the opponent yet this year. They've been saved for this night, this moment, in this 2014 season. Blake Wilchin has had a bounce-back year after a couple of off years where maybe his stats weren't as impressive as they were when he was younger, and kind of arrived on the scene in a flurry. He's gone 7-1 this year. This will be his 9th start. He's made 1 relief appearance, got an ERA of a minuscule 0.47. In 44 2/3 innings, he's given up 18 hits, 14 walks, 52 strikeouts. That walk total, lowering that, has made a big difference in his 1-loss column. 7-1 Blake Wilson. He's reclaimed the ace role. He started as an 8th grader in the tournament game that year against Remsen St. Mary's. So he's been on the radar as one of the prime pitchers in the staff now for this, his 5th season. And he's starting to pitch like I think everybody expected him to here in his senior year. He had a up and down year last year, really rough year with a lot of walks and a lot of 1 or 2 bad innings per outing as a sophomore, but solid this year, and he's earned the #1 role in a very talented, deep pitching staff. Erik Willman will step in. Of course, he's playing against some ex-teammates. Erik, former Spalding Spartan, 346 average this year. Earned some all-conference honors with the Hawks, 3 doubles, 11 runs batted in, 36 hits in 104 innings. Good athlete. Line drive on the first pitch, base hit to center. And the Hawk fans are whooping and hollering already. Well, the no-hitter disappeared in a hurry. Wilson has 1 shutout victory through a 1-hitter in the opening win against Akron Westfield. Brady Harpenow steps in to the left side of the plate, catcher on that state tournament team a year ago. Brady's .462 for the year, 14 doubles, 2 triples, 2 homers, 34 runs batted in. And he's only struck out 5 times in 93 at-bats. Hawks got off quick in both ball games, and it looks like they're wanting to sprint out here again. First pitch into Harpenau's in for a strike, lefty against lefty here. That always gives a little advantage to the left-handed pitcher, you always feel. Hawks a .312 hitting team, 46 doubles, 7 triples, 8 home runs this year. Yeah. Swing and a miss. They've scored 195 runs in their 32 games. Gehlen, by contrast, 248 runs in their 30 ball games. So the Jays have scored more runs. Hawks squeezed out some victories at times this year, but they've been a tough team to score on. Their pitching has been important. Throw to first, a pickoff move, and he goes right through Jared Steppes. And into second base goes Erik Willman. The air on Steppes, just didn't catch it. Took his eye off of it. Nothing wrong with the throw. About belt high, and it just went right over top of the mitt. A few nerves here early. If you don't get juiced up for this kind of a game, then somebody got to take a pulse. Brady Harpenow with an RBI opportunity here in the first inning. A runner at second and nobody out. Brady going back to those high stirrup socks. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Good sweeper away. And he's going to be safe at first base. Apparently, they say Mitch Black dug it out of the dirt. They didn't throw to first, and he's safe. And Marty Kurth coming out of the dugout to debate this, so it's going to be a strikeout and a fastball wild pitch, whatever the case. Mark Harris being asked to talk to his base umpire, Gene Baumgars here. Well, it looked like Mitch caught it cleanly, but they say he trapped it. That's what Mark Harris saw. And there was no indication that they needed to throw to first base. They're going to make it stand. Runners at first and second. Boy, early breaks for the Hawks here. Elliot Conover with a chance to make the Jays pay. 460 batting average. Got 5 home runs, 26 runs batted in. Blake Wilson in some trouble. Willman at second. Harpinot first. Nobody out. It's going to be a 4-out first inning. Wilson into agreement with Mitch Flack, his battery mate. The stretch. And the pitch. Breaking ball caught in the corner for a strike. Got Jared Stephens down at first. Brady Hying at second. Shortstop tonight, Solomon Pricking. Third baseman is Ty Kurth. Out in left field is Austin Herbst. Center fielder Lucas Hunt. Right fielder Ryan Stoll tonight. Mitchell Flack behind the plate after throwing a terrific ball game in the semifinals. Bluff to throw back to second base, and Willman goes back in head first. Overcast night. Gentle breeze blowing straight out to center. No balls and a strike on Elliot Conover, junior third baseman. Conover picked up a win and a complete game, second game victory over the Jays on July the 9th. Timeout going to be taken now by Conover as Blake Wilson was taking a little extra time out there on the pitching rubber. Conover's back in now for the right side. He too is wearing the high stirrup socks. All of us old timers love to see that. Wish they'd come back. Ball getting into the dirt, back to the screen, and everybody moves up 90 feet. Boy, it couldn't be a worse start for the green and gold. Couldn't be a better start for the Hawks, who again have put the pressure on early on Gehlen in each of the 2 regular season games. Dean Harpinall going to make a change at second base now. He'll bring in a runner for Brady Harpinall. And Port's coming in to run. Brady Ports, freshman, will run at second base for Brady Harpinall. Jay's trying to wriggle out of a big-time jam here in the first inning. Runners at second and third. Boy, they have continued to make mistake after mistake after mistake here in his first inning. Missed throw on a pickoff. And a pass ball or a wild pitch after a strikeout. Another wild pitch now has moved everybody up 90 feet. They're at second and third and nobody out. Infield of medium depth. Pitch outside. It's 2 balls and a strike. Marty Kurth, Dean Hying pacing already over there in that Gehlen dugout. Conover with a chance to inflict some early damage. 460 batting average. Swing and a miss. Ball off the outside corner. Mark Harris calling the balls and strikes tonight. And Gene Baumgars out on the base pass. He was the home plate umpire the other night. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 on, nobody out. Top of the first. Wilson working out of the windup. That's tap foul. I'm going to say a fair ball. Hit him in the foot and trickled out in front of the plate. Jays might have got a break there. Flack throws him out of first base and the runners don't move. Looked like it hit him in the foot and trickled out in front of the plate, but Mark Harris didn't call him anything. Flack this time is not going to leave anything to chance. He picked it up, drew to first, and lo and behold, Gene Baumgars said he was out. After the strikeout, there's a fly ball down the right field line, and Ryan Stoll dove, didn't get it. 1 run in, 2 runs are in. Throw to second base, and held it. On a bomb with the door, 2-run double, and the Hawks lead it 2-0. They just chopped one down the right field line. Ryan Stoll dove, but didn't get it, and he ends up at second base. Potabom with his 6th double of the year. Runner at second base with 1 out, and that'll bring up Matt Wesselman. Wesselman's going to have a lead before he ever takes the mound tonight. 320 average, 3 doubles, a triple, 26 runs batted in. That was RBIs number 27 and number 20 and 21 for Andrew Potabom. He had a home run against Gehlen in one of those 2 early season games, earlier games. There's a chopper foul off to the right. Hawks out quick here. Matt Wesselman at the plate. Runner at second. There's 1 out. Jay's bats are going to have to get going, and they have had trouble hitting the Hawk pitching this year. 2-0. St. Mary's still hitting here in the first inning. A chance to put a real good crooked number up. 1 out. Swing and a miss. Strike two. Wesselman looks way late on those swings. He's only fanned 6 times in 100 at-bats this summer. This kid's going to Briarcliff, I hear. Play baseball for the Chargers. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swings and one over his head. Struck him out, expanded his strike zone. And 3 strikeouts here this inning for Lake Wilson, yet they're still playing. On the first strikeout, the runner reached. So Ross Arn's up, DH. Jay's trying to weather a storm here in this first inning. Hawks lead 2-0. Ross Arn's hitting .244. 3 doubles, 5 runs batted in, runner at second. Pitch is a strike on the inside corner. Dean Arpinaugh coaching down in the third base box. He was a state champion back in the mid-'80s. Tim Wesselman down the first base box for a standout career at St. John's. Swing and a miss, strike two. Blake's kind of regrouping here a little bit. Potabom doubling down the right field line. That's one of 2 hits. Erik Willman started the game with a base hit out to center. Here's the pitch. Chops it foul. And it snowballs 2 strikes. Ross Arns DHing for the left fielder Mitchell Plendole tonight. Hawks looking for back-to-back state tournament appearances. That hasn't happened since the early and mid-'80s. The stretch. The pitch outside for the ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Hunt, Kurth, and Hying will be the first 3 hitters up at the bottom of the first for Gehlen. Matt Wesselman will get the ball today for the Hawks. First time he's throwing against the Jays this summer. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Came out, so he gets 4 strikeouts in that first inning. 2 runs, 2 hits. There's 1 pretty costly year. Costly, a couple of wild pitches, and 1 left on base. We're through a half inning. It's Remsen, St. Mary's 2, Gehlen nothing. That's your American Bank scoreboard. Well, if it need 2 runs, will be enough to win. Hawks may have it already. Their pitcher, Matt Wesselman, 11-0. This will be his 12th start. 75 innings, 51 hits allowed, 5 walks, 89 strikeouts. Team's hitting .182 against him. Got an ERA of 0.56. Couple of pitchers tonight giving up less than 2 earned runs a game. Those 2 runs in that inning will be unearned. Andrew Potabom delivering a 2-run double. Lucas Hunt will lead it off for the Jays. Hunt, a .400 batting average, 6 doubles, a triple, 23 runs batted in. He's been a catalyst on the tournament trail. Had 3 RBIs the other night against South O'Brien. And here's Wesselman's first delivery. It's outside for the ball. Tournament action being brought to you by Remsen Processing tonight. Klein Realty and Auction, Farmers Co-op of Remsen, and Matkin Insurance. Pitch outside, it's ball 2, 2-0 on Lucas Hunt. Hunt with 14 walks. That's tops in the club. That's down the middle for a strike. And tournament action also being brought to you by Farm Bureau, Mark Frentress, Carlson Funeral Home, and Lamar's in Akron. There's a line drive, base hit, right field. And the Jays have their first hit, their first base runner. That brings the tying run to the plate, Marty Kurth. Tournament action also being brought to you tonight by BF&S Lawn and Tree Service, Klein Insulation, and Guardian Angel Preschool. Kurth, a .380 average, 11 doubles, a home run, his first of his career, and 28 RBIs. Tried to bunt, he fouled it off. Hunt is the top base stealer in this team at 21. Jays have swiped 54 on the year. This guy has almost half of them, 21 of them. And he's down on 1. Ty Kurth had a big second half. Throw to first to the runner back. 27-3 Gehlen, 28-4 St. Mary's. Combined 55-7 record this summer. They both lost to Gehlen. Pitch inside. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Ty from the right side. Given an honorable mention all-conference player for an all-district performance last year. Showing bunt again. Got the bunt down at the first baseline. Matt Wesselman can't get a hold of it and throws just in time. Hunt trying to go over to third. He'll make it. Nobody was covering. Sacramento was still in for the bunt and didn't retreat. Hunt with some alert base running. Made it all the way over to third on that bunt. It'll be 1-3 for the putout. So that's some soccer bases. And Lucas Hunt gets some congrats there for the dugout with his hustle. Any player, Brady Hying up. Second baseman, chance to cut this lead to 1. Jays did lead 1-0 in that second game this year. That's the only lead they've had in this series. Pitch inside corner for a strike. Strike 1 to Brady Hying. Brady having a pretty good summer. Line drive toward right. It's going to be caught. Hunt will tag. Should score easily. Throw to the plate. Is going to be not in time. And sack fly, Brady Hying. It's a 2-1 ball game. Teams plating a run against tough-to-score upon pitchers here in the first inning. Jared Steppes up. Joy, I'll tell you, a couple of teams that really know how to play this game. 307 batting average, 10 doubles, a triple, 3 homers, 22 runs batted in. Gehlen hitting .355 as a team with 5 home runs. Steppes took a big cut and came up empty. He was looking fastball, dead red, and got what he was looking for. He just didn't square it up. Here's the 0-1 pitch. And that's low for a ball. It's 1-1. Hawks with 2 in the first, and the Jays have countered with 1 here in the bottom of the first. 2 out, nobody on. Breaking ball in for a strike. It's 1-2. Wesselman works very fast. Gets that ball back, and he's ready to go. Here's the pitch. That's high for a ball. Brady Hartmann catching him tonight. Down at first base, Andrew Potabom. Second base, Jeremiah Lewis. There's a ground ball base hit to left field. Steppes jumping all over that fastball. So 2 hits for the Jays. 1 on and 2 out. Blake Wilchin up. Shortstop tonight is Jacob Wesselman. The third baseman is Elliot Conover out left field for the Hawks. Mitchell Plindle. Center fielder Erik Willman. And the right fielder tonight is Brad Rowley. Wilson takes a strike on the inside corner. Blake.
Take 1, Blake.
Hitting at .343, 7 doubles, a triple, 21 runs batted in. Here's the stretch. The 0-1 pitch into the dirt. Nice block by Harpenow. Saved a base to put the tying run in scoring position. KLEM, 1410 AM and 96.9 FM. Great having you with us tonight. Streaming in the World Wide Web. This is going all over the world. Here's a strike, and there's baseball fans anywhere around the globe. They want to tune in for this. 2 heavyweights going head-to-head here. A lot of history.
Come on, B.
Throw to first, and the runner is back. Steppes at first base. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Wilchin. Pitch in, back to the screen. It's 2-2.
There he is, Blake.
Steppes in scoring position now on the wild pitch.
Bring him in, Blake.
Wesselman doesn't throw many of those. He didn't beat himself very often. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Go, Blake.
This kid had a terrific junior year last year and an even better senior year. The ace of the staff handcuffed him and hits a roller foul. Hit him in the foot and rolled back up there down the first baseline. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Oh, this one to right.
Blake got jammed big time there. Able to fight it off. Folks all around the perimeter of this outfield fence. There's a bouncing ball to short. Backing up on it is Wesselman. Throw to first. Got him. 6-3. Jays lead 1 out there. 2-1 at the end of it. Go to the second. It'll be the bottom 3 in the order due up for the Hawks. It's a 2-1 ball game. Tournament action being brought to you by Little Sioux Corn Processors in Marcus, by Mrs. B's Convenience Store, Arns Trucking in Remsen, Gingler Feeds in Remsen, and Career Insurance of Remsen, Steve Creer, your agent. Also Heartland Hearth, Sue Betzworth, CPA, Sapp Brothers, Petroleum, Top Notch Transmission, and Jerry's Pizza. Well, it's going to wrap up a busy week for us, and got a day off tomorrow, and we're going to plunge headlong into what will be a very, very busy upcoming week. 2 games probably for the first 3 days of the week. We'll see. Got state tournament softball at 11:20 on Monday morning. Lamar's against number 1 Dallas Center Grimes of the 4A state tournament. Lamar's first ever state tournament appearance in softball. And then we'll be back here for the sub-state game between Lamar's and Sergeant Bluff Luton on Monday night from Sergeant Bluff. That'll be on we'll be on about 6:50 with that call. And that's state tournament softball and sub-state baseball for you on Tuesday. First pitch, the top of the second, is outside for the ball to Jacob Wesseman. Jacob hitting 217 for the summer. Pitch is going to be outside. It's 2-0. Wesseman with 5 doubles and the triples, 16 runs batted in. Jeremiah Lewis on deck, and then Brad rolling after that. Here's Blake Wilson's delivery. That's a strike in the knees, 2-1.
How you going, Blake?
Willman opened the first with a single. Brady Harpenoff struck out, but reached when the ball was not delivered to first base after a trap at the plate. That's a ground ball to short. Solomon Fricke has got it. Throws on target, and it's a 6-3 putout on Jacob Wesseman. One gone here in the second. Jeremiah Lewis up. After Conover struck out and a wild pitch moved runners to second and third, Potabom then delivered a 2-run double to right. Ryan Stoll dove, tried to make the catch on it, but didn't get it. Went by him, and Potabom ended up at second. 2 runs were home. Jays countered with an RBI sac fly by Brady Hying in the bottom of the first. So you're caught up if you're just joining us. Pitch outside to Jeremiah Lewis, ball 1. Lewis, 253 average, 2 doubles and a triple. Fast-working pitchers here tonight. It's inside for ball 2. Blake will kind of slow the pace somewhat as he gets in some trouble. Lefty against a righty tonight. There's a ground ball to second. Hying comes and gets that on to first, and there's 2 as well. The ground ball outs. Tells you a little bit about the location. Blake Wilson actually had 4 strikeouts in that first inning. It was a 4-out inning, and one of those that got aboard after a strikeout ended up scoring a run. And that's the difference in this ballgame. Brad Rolling, senior right fielder, up. Rolling at 184 average. Pitch in for a strike. Jays as a team again hitting 355. The Hawks about 312. Pitching wise, both have had outstanding pitching numbers this year. Gehlen scored more runs. The Hawks have beat him twice. A little soft pop up. Still a small grab in foul territory down that first base line. Brad Rolling with a little looping liner. Davis showing his athletic ability. Went over and got it in foul ground for the final out of the inning. A 1-2-3, top of the second. Jays get back to the bat rack, trailing 2-1 to the Hawks. It'll be Flack, Livermore, and Stoll due up in the second. Denny Callahan out of the Riverview Complex. Be the last baseball here. The sub-state game will be across town at the Bulldog Complex on Tuesday night, and Wednesday will also be a 3A sub-state game over at the Bulldog Complex. Mitchell Flack going to step in here to lead it off in the second. Senior catcher for the Jays tonight. 375 average. Takes a strike in the knees. 7 doubles, 18 runs batted in. Mitch with 8 strikeouts and 56 at-bats. Wesseman delivers. Swing and a miss. At about a letter-high fastball, it's 0-2. Flack, then Livermore, then Stoll for the Jays here in this second inning. Here's the pitch. That's high for the ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Matt Wesseman, the ace of the Hawk staff. Blake Wilson, the ace of the Jay staff. That's a line drive out to center, but it's going to carry on out to Willman for out number 1. Hit around in the nose, but right at Willman. Just kind of drifted over, waited for it to get to him. Noah Livermore up. Junior DH for the Jays. 311 average with 4 doubles and 12 RBIs. Got a hot spell right in the middle of the summer. Cooled off a little bit since then, but still stinging the ball pretty good. He's got some power. Got to be careful of this guy. 1 ball, no strikes. Black got a hanging curveball, and he drilled it, but get it carried out to Willman for the first out. That's high for ball 2, 2-0. Livermore DHing for left fielder Austin Herbst. That is going to be outside ball 3, 3-0. And Wesseman does not walk many people. Pretty stingy. That's in for a strike, and it's 3-1. Taking all the way on that.
Oh, fastball!
And it's going to be ball 4. Noah Livermore draws a base on balls on a 3-1 pitch. First walk of the night for either pitcher. And that brings up Ryan Stoll. This guy's Well, those kind of hitters can do whatever it takes to get that runner moved over. 325 average, 26 runs batted in. He's got 6 doubles in the year. Stretched by Wesselman. And he lays the bunt down to the third baseline. They look to second. They go to first. And the runner moves up into scoring position. 5-3 for the putout. That'll be the second sacrifice for Gehlen tonight. Their 31st of the year. Solomon Frecking up, Jay's leading hitter. Solomon hitting .440 on the year with 6 doubles, a triple, 19 runs batted in. And here's the pitch. Breaking pitch. Hammers it down the left field line. If it stays fair, it may be gone. He's going to catch it down there in the corner for the final out. What a running catch down in deep left field by Mitchell Plendle. Hooked that toward the foul pole, and it just stayed in the park, and Plendle ran it down. But a great running catch in the inning in the threat. That nearly put Gehlen in front. No runs, no hits, a walk. 1 left on. It's 2 stranded. Ooh, hearts are starting to beat again finally now for the Hawk fans. That just about left the yard. We're through 2. Plenty of excitement already. 2-1. Hawks lead it. That may turn out to be the play of the game. Mitch Plendle went and got one down in the corner. Not only did that stay in the yard, but he caught it for the final out. Great running catch. He had to cover a lot of ground. And Solomon Frecking denied an extra base hit. It's going to take us back to the top of the Hawk order. It'll be Erik Willman, Brady Harp, and Elliot Conover. Top 2 got on in that first inning, and they both scored. The table setters were brought around. 2-run double by cleanup hitter Andrew Potabom. Blake Welchen trying to keep his team within a run here. In for a strike. Both have kind of settled in. Both teams scoring their runs in the first. We're at the top of the third. The loser's done for the year. Swing and a miss. Pulled by that pitch. And it's no balls, 2 strikes. Blake Welchen looking for that sign. Here's his 0-2 delivery. Check swing. Got him. Say he went around. Struck him out. Strikeout number 5 for Blake Welchen. He had to walk a batter. He's given up a couple of hits. That'll bring up Brady Harpenoff. Struck out but reached in the first when the ball was trapped. And the Jays never made the throw to first, and Brady did what you should do. Run till they tell you to stop, and he made it to first. Ended up scoring. Rips one right at Snippus. Line drive out at first base. 2 gone. Snippus is playing almost like the hot corner down there. He's had a couple of tough plays. And Elliot Conover up with 2 out. That's 7 in a row retired now since the 2-run double by Potabom in the first inning by Blake Welchen. Conover struck out in the first. And a bounce one foul up the third baseline. Conover hit .460 through the first 32 ball games coming into tonight. He's got 5 home runs, 5 of the team's 8, 26 runs batted in. So this guy's got some pop. 2 out, nobody on. Blake Welchen deals. Pitch inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Almost hitting. Breeze blowing out to center field about 10-15 miles an hour. Give the ball a little push if you get it airborne. Fouls that one off the end of the bat. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. For the Jays, they will also be at the top of their order in the third. Everybody getting their second look at their opposing pitcher. They haven't played a tournament game now since 2011. And the Hawks won 7-3 in Remsen. A bouncing ball over the mound. Frecking comes and gets it. Throw is high, but Snippus goes up and gets it. 6-3 for the putout. Seeing some nice defense for these 2 ball clubs. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. That's 8 stranded in a row now, or 8 retired in a row by Blake Welchen. We're through 2.5. Remsen St. Mary's 2, Gehlen 1. That's your American Bank scoreboard. Go to the bottom of the third inning. Top of the order, Lucas Hunt, Ty Kurth, Brady Hine do up here for Gehlen Catholic. Tournament action being brought to you tonight by the folks at Rental Sales and Service, MRK Insurance, Julie Hurt Property Pros, Lamar's Agri Center, and Northwest Bank. Ty Kurth, or I should say Lucas Hunt, had a base hit to set up a scoring opportunity for Gehlen in the first inning. They whacked one foul off to the right in the first pitch. A little hanging curveball. Ty Kurth bunted him to second, and then he moved over to third on that bunt. Actually took 2 bases on that bunt with some alert base running, and he fought the Jays a run. Next guy had a sac fly. It was a bounder foul again up the first base line. A little late on the fastball. Lucas Hunt's pretty adept at going to the right side, though. He's hitting 400, even 400 at the start of the night. 2 hits, 3 RBIs in the semifinal round win against South of Bryant. Pops this one foul out of play. 2 balls, 2 strikes. We got a lot of folks here. It's probably about 6 deep all the way around from dugout to dugout around this diamond. And he struck him out. Freddie Harpinall has to dig it. Goes to first for the out. And Hunt is down on strikes. Going to be the first strikeout for Wesselman tonight. Both pitchers settling in and starting to look like the aces now after kind of a rocky first inning start for both. Ty Kurth up. He'll be hitting away now. He laid down a nice bunt his first time up. That's in for a strike. Ty's the best bunter in the team. He's got 12 sacrifices for the year. And he's going to get hit in the front shoulder with this one. Trying to move him off the plate, and he got him in the front shoulder. He'll be hit by a pitch. Tying run is on. Ty's 3rd time getting hit this year. Ties him with Mitch Flack for most hit by pitches. That brings up Brady Hang. He had the sac fly to right last time. Small ball. Jays haven't been able to play that at times, but hit the ball pretty well too. They can have the big innings as well. That's going to be inside for the ball. This missed. 1 on, 1 out. 2-1 ball game. Hawks lead it. Both teams scoring their runs in the first. Wesselman into the stretch. The delivery. It's a breaking ball in for a strike. Got Brady Hang talking to himself. A little hanger there, but he took it. Wished he wouldn't have. 1-1 pitch. Swings and 1 off the plate. Strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Jared Steffes on deck. Hang's RBI, his 31st of the year, leads the club in RBIs. That's going to be line right at second base. Might get a double play. Nope, they couldn't dig it out of the dirt.
Would have hit the ball.
Second sacker. Jeremiah Lewis from his knees through to first base. He was into the dirt. Otherwise, they had Ty doubled off. Sinking liner to second. Ty was kind of in no man's land, so he had to kind of get off of there. Cason did take a short hop on Lewis, but Lewis didn't catch it. Just followed it right down to the ground and got it on the shoe tops. 2 outs, and Jared Steffes up in a line drive single to left last time. Takes it for a strike. Well, this guy can lose it over the wall pretty easy. He's strong. Quick bat to the strike zone. Drew over. Ty is back. Kurth with 4 stolen bases this year. Wesselman to the plate. There's a roller towards second. Lewis is going to go to first base to wrap up this bottom of the 3rd inning. So hit batter with 1 out, but nothing came of it. No runs. There were no hits, no errors, 1 left. Jays have stranded 3, and we've gone through 3 complete. It's 2-1, St. Mary's. These two split their 2 games last year. That was Gehlen's last win in the series. Gehlen won 4-3 here, but lost 9-4 later in the season in Remsen, and the Hawks have taken both in-season matchups this year, 6-0 here, and 5-4 in Remsen about 9 days later. Both were earlier this month. They met 4 times, then in 2012. Hawks won 3-5 in the CYO. Gehlen won 7-4 in Remsen. Gehlen won 6-5 in 8 innings at the Spalding tournament, and then the Hawks won 8-0 here in the Mars. They've had more luck here against Gehlen probably than they have over in Remsen. They split their 2 in-season games in 2011, both winning in the other team's park, and then the Hawks won the CYO meeting between the 2. First pitch of this top of the 4th, going to be line foul. Andrew Potabom up. He doubled down the right field line and drove in the 2 runs back in the first inning. Will that be all the Hawks need for victory tonight? Matt Wesselman's as tough as advertised. He's unbeaten in 11 decisions. Blake Wilson's overcome that rocky first inning and hasn't allowed a base runner in the last 8 batters. 1 ball, 1 strike on Potabom. Here's the pitch. That's going to be line foul down the first baseline. Out of play. Audubon brings a .292 average into the tournament district finals, 5 doubles, a home run, and 19 runs batted in. Now 21 runs batted in with his 2 tonight. And he now has 6 doubles. Gonna hit a chopper to Ty Kurth. He barehands it. On to first for the out. It was risky doing a barehanded catch, but kind of took a trippy hop on him. Guy's got some pretty good hands down there. He makes the play. And Wesselman at the plate, strikeout victim in the first. He didn't look real good in his first at bat. Did not get some good cuts at all. Chased a pitch out of the strike zone. So he's stepping back in there for his second look at the lefty Blake Wilchin. That's 9 in a row now retired by Wilchin. Little roller to second. Brady Hines got that. One pitch and Wesselman retired. A lot of ground ball outs. Blake's got the ball in a good location. It's 3, 4, 5 ground ball outs, 5 strikeouts. There's been 1 foul out and a line out. Hasn't been a play in the outfield yet. Bring it out. Ross Arns up, 2 out, nobody on. 10 in a row retired by Blake Wilchin. Swing and a miss for a strike. Struck Ross Arns out in the first inning.
I don't like to see it.
Arns, a .244 hitter with 5 runs batted in. The DH tonight. Swing and a miss, strike 2. That cutter that Blake's been having so much success with really cuts in on your hands. Tough pitch, almost unhittable at times. That one was a pretty good one there. Blake all ready to go, just waiting for Arns to step into the batter's box. 2 pitchers that are working at a rapid pace tonight. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Struck him out on 3 pitches. Pitch went back, dug it, tagged him. Strikeout number 6 tonight for Blake Wilchin. We're through 3.5 innings. We're midway through this district final. Remsen St. Mary's 2, Gehlen 1. So Roger Pitt's out here at the ballpark tonight. Always been a big baseball fan. Pitched for the Bulldogs in the sub-state final back in the early 70s. First summer I was in town, he was wrapping up his baseball career. And his 2 boys were pretty good ball players here. At the flashing little defense down there, barehanded a short hop. Of course, he played for the Hawks back in the early 80s. Played on state tournament team in 1981 for St. Mary's. He's part of their history, and he's made some history here for Gehlen. They made their first state tournament trip in 1994 under Marty's tutelage. Marty in his 26th season as the head coach of the Jays. Breaking ball in for a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Hawks up 2-1. We're in the bottom of the 4th. And there's a ground ball. Gonna get through the left side. Blake Wilchin with a base hit to left. Gehlen's got their 3rd hit of the night. They got hit him 3-2. Mont Bronson up 1-0 in the 3rd inning. We're told over Woodbury Central. And that winner will play this winter on Tuesday night. It will be over at the Lamarche Community Field. That'll bring up Mitch Black. Got a runner at first base for Gehlen. Going down to runner first base. Get the roster out here. Got to be Brady Hansen. First pitch in for a strike to Flack. Flack flied to center, hit it right on the nose, but right at Erik Willman in center field for the out. Pitcher's throwing strikes. There's a ground ball to second. Too many hops probably to get 2. They got the force out at second base, though, and a nice play by Jeremiah Lewis. It looked like it was going to be tough to get the lead runner on that, but they did. 4-6. They get too many hops on the ground ball to think of a double play, so Flack at first. Will they get a runner? Yeah. Matt Holzman coming in to run. And when Matt Holzman runs, it seems like he usually scores for some reason. Noah Livermore is coming to the plate. He walked back in the second, DH for the Jays. Livermore hitting .311. He's got 12 runs batted in. He'll take one out to plate. Ball 1, 1 ball, no strikes. Wesselman already into the stretch. He's set. Here's the pitch. Breaking pitch, and he missed it. 1 ball, 1 strike. I hope you're enjoying this wherever you're tuned in tonight. It's great having you aboard. A lot of folks out here at the ballpark watching. Just outside of the breaking ball, 2-1. Wesselman has walked 1. He has struck out only one. He's hit a batter. He's given up 3 hits. Breaking ball. He just missed the outside corner with that. 3-1. He's asking Mark Harris, was it up? As the pitcher, you can't question his ball or strike. Just ask for location. 3 1s. Swing and a miss. Got him with some high heat. 3 balls, 2 strikes. No Livermore. DHing for Austin Herbst tonight. Ryan Stoll on deck. Here's the pitch. Just missed inside. He walks him again. 2 on, 1 out. Gehlen fans stirring now. Opportunity presenting itself in the 4th inning. First time they've had 2 base runners on in any 1 inning. Sac fly by Brady Hine, played it a run in the 1st. Austin Herbst going to come in and run for Noah Livermore. Herbst being DH for, so he can go in and run for that DH. So bottom of the lineup up, number 8 hitter Ryan Stoll, but Gehlen's got a couple of pretty good number 8 and number 9 hitters. Jack Solomon Frecking's the leading hitter on this team. Ryan Stoll probably the handiest with the bat.
This is how I want to know.
He laid down a bunt last time. Be a little surprised if he's bunting here with 1 out already. But possibly, just get those 2 runners in the scoring position for Solomon Frecking, their leading hitter. Solomon almost cranked 1 out last time. That's a breaking ball in for a strike. Stoll very adept at going to right field. 26 runs batted in at .325 batting average. Didn't show any signs of bunting there. Wesselman in a pickle here in the 4th. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball stays high. Doesn't give him anything too bad to hit. And so far he's worked him inside. Get it outside and go to right field with it. Big hole on that right side. And a check swing, fouls it off, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Going to run off the knob of the bat as he tried to duck out of the way of it. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Frecking on deck. Stoll in the hole now. Probably see a breaking ball. Wesselman into the stretch. The pitch. Breaking ball struck him out. Sweeper to roll off the plate, and Ryan Stoll waved at him. That'll bring up Solomon Frecking with 2 out and 2 on. Wesselman trying to close this thread out. 4th inning, it's a 2-1 Hawk lead. The runs all came in the 1st. 2-run double by Andrew Potabom, and then a sac fly by Brady Hine in the bottom of the inning to cut it to 1. And the pitchers have dominated since then. Wesselman in his first jam of the ball game. The Jays have had a base runner in every inning, but this is the first time they've had 2 on and 1 out. There's a ground ball by 3rd. Stopped. Throw to 1st. A 1-hopper. He got him. What a play over there at 3rd base by Elliott. Coming over to save the inning. No runs. There was a hit. There was no errors. And 2 left on base. What a play. The Hawks and the Jays both have brought the leather tonight. Boy, that was some play. It looked like it was headed down the line. Marty Kurth arguing it maybe was a foul ball, but Conover didn't field it behind the bag at foul territory, but went over the bag fair. And then to make the throw across the diamond, a 1-hopper. A nice adjustment at first base by Andrew Potabom. Good plays on both ends. We're through 4. It's 2-1 Hawk. Woodbury Central's got back in front, 2-1 now over Lawton Bronson in the bottom of the 3rd inning. They've got the better record. Lawton Bronson the higher seed, though, I believe. Here we go to the 5th inning. It's a 2-1 game here. Hawks and Jays. This one's every bit what you thought it would be. Tournament action being brought to you tonight by Remsen Processing, Clyde Realty and Auction, by Farmers Co-op and Remsen and Matkin Insurance. Blake Wilchin and Matt Wesselman, the 2 aces. They haven't faced each other this year. Save for this night, this moment of the tournament trail. And they're bringing their A games. Jacob Wesselman, Jeremiah Lewis, Brad Rolling. Step into the plate here in the 5th. Blake Wilson has not allowed a base runner since the 2-run double back in the 1st inning. He's given up just 2 base runners tonight. That's fouled up the first baseline. He has struck out 6, has not walked anybody. Got 4 strikeouts in the 1st inning, but that run that's right now the difference. Reached after a strikeout. Brady Harpenow reached first base. Ended up scoring in that double. It's high and tight. It's 1-1. Jacob Wesselman, the freshman shortstop, grounded out to short. 5 ground ball outs tonight against Wilchin. There's a breaking ball into the dirt, and that's a strike. Check swing, but he went around apparently. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Wesselman in the hole. Blake's pitching like he has most of the summer. Breaking balls working. He's getting players to swinging things out of the strike zone. Been a resurgence here for him. Strike three called, took it right down the chute. 7 strikeouts for Blake Wilson. Matt Wesselman make this 1-run lead stand up. Boy, Blake Wilson pitching, that may be all the Hawks are going to get. Jeremiah Lewis up. That's 12 in a row retired now by Blake Wilson. Lewis grounded out to second last time. Pops it up foul. It's going to get out of play behind us. Baseball action being brought to you by Bolin Chiropractic tonight by Farm Bureau Financial Services, Steve Chester, Mike Kenny, and John Mortensen. Rust Western Shed and Northwest Iowa Credit Union. Pitch outside for the ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. We're in the 5th. It's getting late. 9 more outs apiece. Pitch away. Did he go around? They checked with the base umpire, and he said no. Appealed to Gene Baumgars. Of course, we'll add an umpire for Tuesday night's sub-state. We're in the 5th. It's a 2-1 Hawks lead. 2-1 in the batter. Jeremiah Lewis. He's played a good second base tonight. Pitch away. It's 3-1. First 3-ball count. Blake's run up on anybody, I think, tonight. Taking a moment to do a little walkabout, tuck the shirt in. And the senior left-hander is going to Briarcliff to play some basketball. Pitch away, missed outside. Walks his first batter of the night. That's going to end the string of 12 straight putouts. 1 on, 1 out. Brad rolling up. He hit a little soft liner in foul territory that Jared Stephens went over and made it back in and catch on. That was back in the second inning. It's his second appearance tonight at the plate. So the Hawks have a base runner for the first time since the first inning. Erik Willman led that first off with a single. Brady Harpenall then reached after a strikeout into the dirt. Was not thrown to first base. Mitch Flack thought he caught it. And Brady Harpenall just hustled down to first. He said he was safe. The Jays were shocked. But those 2 runners ended up scoring on the double by Potabom after a wild pitch moved them both into scoring position. Pitch inside, 1 ball, no strikes. The number 9 hitter, Brad Rolling. Ball into the dirt, going to get away from Black. Pass ball, and the runner goes down to second base in scoring position. Those little things can make a difference. Brad Rolling with a 2 ball, no strike count. Rolling this year. Hitting just 184 with 4 runs batted in. Showed bunt, took a strike. Got Marty Kurth charging down that baseline. So that'll make it 2 balls and a strike.
Come on, that break.
Brad Rolling trying to bunt that runner over to third base. Doesn't do you as much good with 2 outs, although wild pitch could still get you a run, but sac fly no longer is in play. Set him scurrying back to second base now as the pitcher Blake Wilson got off the rubber and just looked him back. 1 out here in the 5th, and the Hawks have a runner in scoring position for the first time since the opening inning. They lead it 2-1. That's high ball 3. 3-1. Boy, walking the number 8, number 9 hitters, you're asking for trouble. Willman on deck, then it's Harpenall and Conover and Potabom. Top half of this hitting order is dangerous. Hawks don't have as strong a bottom of the order as Gehlen seems to have. But the damage came at the top of the order, and there's ball 4 to the number 9 hitter, Brad Rolling. And that's going to get a visit from Marty Kurth. It does set up a force out at 3 bases. But now you got the tough hitters to face here. Erik Willman, a 346 average with 11 RBIs, 13 walks and 13 strikeouts at the start of the night. He's got 3 doubles. It's a meeting of the minds here between Marty Kurth and Blake Wilson and Mitch Flack. Tournament action being brought to you tonight by the Little Sioux Corn Processors in Marcus, by Mrs. B's Convenience Store, Arns Trucking in Remsen, Engler Feeds in Remsen, and Career Insurance of Remsen. Steve Career, your agent. Marty on his way back to the Gehlen dugout. And Mitch Flack back to set up behind the plate. 2 on, 1 out. Willman has singled and scored. Struck out. And Potabom, the only hits off of Wilson tonight. He drew a one-hitter for 5 innings against Akron Westfield in the opener, and then Jared Steffes and Brady Hying finished it up. Here's the stretch, and here's the pitch. That's going to be a first strike. I should say Jared Steffes and Solomon Quickly finished that opener up. Neither one of these teams have been scored on the tournament trail, but both got the scoreboard did it in that first inning. 2 for the Hawks, 1 for the Jays. Mike Wilson's got some pitching to do. Here's the stretch. Long look at second base. Here's the pitch. Into the dirt. And the ball gets away from Fleck. Everybody going to move up. Another wild pitch. That set up the runs back in the first. Boy, a hit here would be huge. This late in the game, Dave Hines pacing in front of that Gehlen dugout. And the Hawks win all 3 of the meetings here this year.
Gonna be a wall, Flack.
Hawks trying to return to the state tournament. The winner of this game definitely going to be the favorite on Tuesday night in the sub-state. Got a good one going in Lawton tonight. It's 2-1 now. Woodbury Central's taking the lead in the bottom of the third over Lawton Bronson. Well, those are 2 old rivals too, going head-to-head for the Maple Valley Conference. 2 balls and a strike to Erik Willman. This guy's a patient hitter. He's got Spalding blood in him. Transferred to St. Mary's once Spalding closed its doors. It's a bouncing ball foul. He went the Hawks way rather than come to Gehlen because his dad got a girls basketball job over at Remsen. So Erik followed Dad, and he became a Hawk. Played football for Gehlen for a couple of falls. And he was part of the 8-man program at St. Mary's last fall. Good athlete, though. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Line wide, ball 3, 3-2. First base is open. Blake has already walked 2 in a row after striking out Jacob Wesselman to open the inning. All of a sudden, Blake's struggling to find the strike zone. 3 balls, 2 strikes. The stretch, here's the pitch. Lays the butt down. They came in a squeeze, and they get a run out of it, and everybody's safe. And the ball gets away at first base. Mike Wilson's throw to Brady Hying was into the runner. 2 runs are going to score, and the Hawks have gone ahead 4-1. Wow. A suicide squeeze on a 3-2 pitch caught everybody off guard. And the Hawks gambled big, and they came up big. Now it's going to be a suicide sacrifice, and then the throwing error at first base. Allowed another run to score. Blake Wilson's throw was into the runner, so Brady Hying just couldn't catch it, covering first base from his second base spot. Oh, big play in this ball game, and it may be cited. Brady harping off the Hawks, smelling blood in the shark-infested waters now. Here's the stretch and the pitch. That's going to be grounded foul at the third baseline. Left-handed hitting Brady harping off, trying to inflict more damage. Well, the Hawks have been opportunistic. They have made plays in all 3 games now. I didn't see one of the 2 games earlier this month, but that's the way it sounds. They just made the plays and got the strong pitching performances, and it's happening again tonight. They're catching some breaks and they're capitalizing. Pitch away. I know they'd love to get back to Principal Park and redeem themselves. They didn't play real well, and a 6-4 loss to Van Meter last year made a lot of mistakes. They were a younger ball club then. 1-1 pitch. It's going to be lifted in the air to left field, fairly deep, but the park will hold it. Austin Herbst's going to make the catch for round number 2. Harpenoff drove it a long way to the opposite field, but Herbst had him played perfectly. That'll ring up Elliot Conover. He's 0 for 2 tonight. Conover at .460 batting average, 5 homers, 26 runs batted in. Struck out in the first, grounded out to short in the third. Jays will be at the top of the order in the 5th, and they're going to have to get the bats going. They have out-hit the Hawks 3-2, but they trail 4-1 on the scoreboard. Here's the pitch. They roller foul up the third baseline. So far, 2 runs home without the aid of a hit here. A couple of walks, a pass ball, a wild pitch. And now a throwing error on a squeeze bunt. One of those runs would be earned. control the way Wesselman's pitching. That may be more than enough. Wilson's into the stretch. Long look at that runner at second. Here's the pitch. High for the ball. Ball, no strikes. Hawks looking for their 9th state tournament appearance. They'll be a win away if they can go ahead and finish things off. They got 9 outs to go.
Come on, Blake.
In other words, there's a lot of baseball left here tonight. Out of the Riverview Complex. The stretch, and here's the pitch. There's a swing and a foul tip. Into the middle, pitch black. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Tournament action being brought to you tonight by Farm Bureau Financial Services, Mark Prentice, Carlson Funeral Home, Lamars, and Akron, BFNS Lawn and Tree Service, Plant Insulation, and Guardian Angel Preschool and Daycare. Bluff the runner back to second. Got Erik Willman at second base. Been a pesky leadoff guy tonight. He's been on 2 out of the 3 times, this time by air. The stretch, here's the pitch. That's a foul tip into the dirt and hit him in the foot. Conover goes down face first. Oh, smart. Caught him in the ankle or the foot. To drill a right down at his feet. These are never fatal, but they sure do hurt. Ready to get back up again. It'd almost be sooner hit by pitch, I think, than foul one into your ankle or your feet. Tim Wesselman comes in, dusts him off a little bit after he was on his back, and brings some water out to him. 1 ball, 2 strikes on him. This is Elliot Conover, one of the top hitters in this ball club. Grady Hawkernall carries the best average. Conover is next, 462 and 460 respectively. They're collectively 0 for 5 tonight, although Harpenow scored a run. Willman at second. He's been across the plate once. 2 more runs on the board here in the 5th, and St. Mary's leads it 4-1. Jays will be at the top of the order with Hunt, Kurth, and Hine due up. They may not get back to that part of the batting order again if they don't get some base runners. Here's the pitch. And laces a line drive on Blake Wilson's glove in the center field. Here comes the runner trying to score, and he will score. Willman makes it 5-1. An RBI single for Conover. He hit a rocket right back at Wilson's head. He ducked out of the way, tried to reach up and snare it with a glove, and went right off the top of the glove and on into center field. That's the first hit since the first inning. And Conover's got his first hit. That'll bring up Andrew Potabom. 5-1 ball game now. Hawks firmly in control with a 3-run 5th inning to break it open. Potabom with a 2-run double back in the first. And until that hit by Conover, that was the last hit for the Hawks. Wilson with the throw over to first base, and the runner is back. Wilson had retired 13 straight batters until he opened the scoring thread here in the 5th with a pair of walks to the number 8 and number 9 hitters. And that may have doomed him here tonight. Pitch away. 1 ball, no strikes. I know there's a lot of fight left in this Gehlen ball club. They've had a great summer. But they have not played the better game here tonight. Into the dirt, nice block by Flack. Hawks have played airless baseball. Jays have committed 2 errors now, and they've both been costly. Plus, there's been a couple of wild pitches, a couple of pass balls.
Blake, you got it, buddy.
And the Hawks have capitalized on all of those opportunities. First 2 walks for Blake Wilson were this inning, and they both scored now. There's a line drive to right. Going back, Ryan Stoll. He won't get it over his head and up against the wall. That will probably score another. Here comes Conover to the plate. The throw is not in time. Conover pulls over. Pitch Flack. Ball got there about the same time the runner got there. And they score all the way from first base. On a double by Andrew Potabom. His second RBI double of the night. And the Hawks lead it 6-1. Matt Wesselman to the plate now. He is struck out and grounded out. Well, that ball is carried to it. When it took off, I thought it was going to be just a liner it stole. And all of a sudden, he took off and started running for the fence. He just never caught up to it. Ball carried all the way up to the wall on 1 short hop. Potabom showing a little strength. get a runner in for him. Coming in will be Mitch Roeder running for Potabom at second base. That's the second hit of the inning. 4 hits now for the Hawks. 1 costly error. Marty Kurth going to make a change. It looks like he's stopped first to talk to Mark Harris. Now he's on his way to the pitcher's mound. And taking the ball away from Blake yet, but he's out talking to Mitch Black. And he hadn't really summoned anybody to come into the game. Yeah, Nick Staub helping the baseball program this year after taking the Hawks to the state softball tournament last summer. Talked to Nick a little bit before the game, and he's saying, I've had a tougher summer with more hours involved than I did for the state tournament softball trip last year. He's been handling the freshman program. Some advanced scouting situations. But he sure followed those Hawk girls, though. Disappointed in their regional tournament loss. 6-1, Hawks lead it here in the 5th, and they're still hitting. Blake Wilson stays in the game. Here's the pitch, and that's going to be in for a strike right down the middle to Matt Wesselman. Matt hitting .320 on the year. 7 o'clock, Tuesday night, sub-state game at the Lamar's Community Field. Woodbury Central or Lawton Bronson against the winner of this one. Right now, it's beginning to look like the Hawks. Although the Jays still have 9 outs to go. Swing and a miss in that offering. It's 0-2. There are 2 outs. A couple of big 2-out hits here in this 5th inning. Swing and a miss and 1 in the dirt. Black has to dig it again. Throw to first base, and that's going to take care of Matt Wesselman. Strikeout number 8 tonight for Blake. That was a big 4-run inning for St. Mary's. 4 runs, couple of hits, an error, 2 walks, couple of wild pitches and a pass ball, or 1 wild pitch and a pass ball, and all led to 4 runs and a 6-1 lead now as we go to the bottom of the 5th. St. Mary's on top. We'll change the numbers to read 4 runs, 3 hits in that inning. I think you're going to have to give Erik Willman a hit on that bunt because he was going to beat Brady Harpinoff to the base there, and the throw was bad. That error led him to get to second base, so I think we'll change Willman from just a sack bunt to a base hit. But it was a good sack suicide squeeze bunt. Got the Jays totally off guard on 3-2 pitch. Don't see that on 3-2 very often. It was an 8-batter inning for the Hawks. Lucas Hunt up. He's going to lift one into the air. Down the right field line's going to drop in there for a hit. And Hunt's got his second hit of the night. He continues to have a good postseason. That'll be the Jays' 4th hit of the night off Matt Wesselman, who's looking to go to 12-0. And try to pitch the Hawks back to the state tournament. He threw that game against Van Meter last year. Probably deserved a better fate than he had. Swing and a miss. Ty Kurth takes a big cut. He's laid down a bunt, was hit by a pitch. So he hasn't had an official at bat tonight. The stretch by Wesselman and the pitch. Sidearms him. Missed outside. Throw to first by the catcher Harpinoff. Back safely. Lucas Hunt. On a steal threat. Although I don't think you want to squander a base runner at this point. You need 5 runs. And you got 9 outs to go. You don't want to lose one trying to steal a base. That run really doesn't mean that much. Breaking ball in for a strike. It's 1-2. Wesselman can really challenge hitters now. KLEM, 1410 AM, 96.9. And he's going to hit him again. Trying to slip a breaking ball into the inside corner. Kurth took it to the front shoulder again. He's going to get hit by a pitch. That's the one to get hit by, that off-speed breaking ball. Jays have 2 on and nobody out in the start of a promising inning here for the green and gold at the bottom of the 5th. Tournament action being brought to you by Remsen Pharmacy, Westel Systems, Iowa State Bank, and Floyd Valley Hospital Family Medicine Clinics. Here's Brady High, ball into the dirt. Nifty backhand stop by Brady Harpinoff. Jared Steppes on deck, and then it's Blake Wilson.
Hit hard somewhere.
Home run threat the Jays can pose is sitting in the on-deck circle. Here's the stretch, and Wesselman's delivery. That's going to be lined toward right. And missed it. Came over, trying to make the catch, and ran rolling, but he missed it. Here comes Lucas Hunt around to score. Brady High. He's got a misjudged out there, but ran rolling in right field. It's going to be an RBI. I don't think he charged him with an error. He just kind of misjudged it, and it did sail on over his head and got to the wall, and Hying picks up his 31st run batted in, actually his second RBI tonight, so he's got 32 runs batted in. That's his 10th double of the year. Second down at Tiger in that department. Jared Steffes at the plate. It's a 6-2 game. He cranks one out of here. And the ball is carrying pretty good tonight. It'd be a 6-5 game. Brand new contest. That pitch is going to be off the outside corner, ball one. Jared had a base hit to left in the first, grounded to second in the third. Wesselman, Gehlen hits it a mile in the air in foul territory down the first base line, and Potabom got it. About a couple of feet into foul territory, out number one. They got a big bat all the way there. Steffes now 1 for 3. Blake Wilson up. Wilson had a base hit last time. He's 1 for 2. Grounded out in the first, single in the fourth. Jays have 5 hits. The Hawks have 5 hits. Hawks lead at 6-2 on the scoreboard. We're in the bottom of the fifth. Here's the pitch. That's in for a strike. Right down the chute. Marty Kurth at third. Brady Hying at second. Jays like to get those 2 runners in, and they'll be back in the ballgame again with 2 more at-bats to go. Looks like Marty Kurth going to make a move at this point and get Matt Holzman in to run at second base for Brady Hying.
You got it, Mike.
So Holzman, who's made the state track meet, so he's got good wheels. Brady Hying going to come set. Brady Hying might be getting ready to pitch possibly in the next inning or so. We'll see. Blake Wilson stays in there. He had a rough 5th inning. Threw a lot of pitches. He's got plenty of arms, so he got a pitch by committee right now. Jared Steffes, another good hard thrower. Yeah, he's sending a catcher out to the bullpen. I kind of have a feeling Brady Hying might be coming in to pitch. Mister, little pop-up off to the right. It's going to get out of play. And it's no balls, 2 strikes. He's been into Blake Wilson's kitchen all night long. Wilson's got jammed consistently.
Come on, Blake.
He's 0-2.
You can, Blake.
Anybody's watched Matt Wesselman pitch, don't be too surprised if he sweeps one off the plate now. Up, came back inside. He's hit to right. Just pushed it to the right side. 1 run in. 2 runs are... Well, they throw to the plate, and the ball gets away, but that second runner, Matt Holzman, the last minute held up by Marty Kurth. Probably a good thing. The throw would have got him. Hartman didn't catch it. That one hopper handcuffed him. Blake Wilson with an RBI single.
Come on, man.
That makes it a 6-3 game. Tying run comes to the plate now, on the throw to the plate. There will be an error on that because Blake Wilson went down to second base.
Base hit,
So an error on the throw. First error of the Hawks puts him in second and third with 1 out. Again, Marty still trailing by 3 runs. Didn't want to lose a runner at the plate. So kind of played it cozy. Mitch Black at the plate. The ball stays high. Black is flied out. Hit into a fielder's choice.
Come on, man. Hit it hard somewhere.
He's capable of rocking one out of the yard.
Yeah.
That's going to be outside. He hasn't hit one out all year. But certainly
Come on,
big,
man.
powerful kid that could take it yard and then tie this game up. It's going to be hit on the nose towards center, but Willman will not get there. And he was going to coast it and get it. It's an RBI single. Over the third goes Blake Wilson. 6-4 game, 3 runs home. That may bring a visit from the Hawk dugout now. By the way, Willman attacked that, and that it was going to just drift in and make the catch on a liner, but it didn't carry out to him. And Black with his first RBI hit of the night. Jays with 4 hits this inning. That's a pretty good response. Getting down 6-1, and they've come back with 3 runs and still threatening for more. Now Dave Hying and Marty Kurth talking to Mark Harris. He's getting his lineup card and his pen out, so apparently they're going to make some more changes out there running. Mitch Black, of course, can be run for. Matt Holzman usually has run for him, but he's already been used as a pinch runner. And I guess Mitch Black's going to have to stay in the game. He represents the tying run, 6-4 ball game. Noah Livermore up. This guy went yard once last year, I believe. It's a strike in the knees. Both teams with a big 5th inning. 4 in the top of the 5th for the Hawks. Jays have countered with 3 in the bottom of the 5th. Rankin pitch and he missed outside. throw a few pitches. Well, these are all earned runs, too, so Wesleyan's ERA going to take a little hike. That's a strike right down the chute. 1 ball, 2 strikes. About knee high and out over the plate. No, I didn't like it, though. 1-2 delivery. And it's strike 3. Check his swing. They said he went around. And that's it for Noah Livermore. He's going to have to take a seat.
That was not a swing.
Third strikeout of the night for Matt Wesselman. That was a big one for him. Runners on the corner. Ryan Stoll at the plate. He's had a sacrifice bunt. He struck out. 6-4, Hawks lead it. It's tightened up again here in the 5th. 2 are out. The pitch, a little roller right back to Wesselman. He bobbles it, gets it again, throws to first, and that's going to take care of the Jays' threat in the 5th. Gehlen with 3 runs, 4 hits. The first Hawk aired. 2 left on. It's 5 stranded for the Jays. A little higher scoring game than we thought it would be. It is a 6-4 Hawk lead as we go to the 6th. It's a new game again. Woodbury Central's opened it up to a 7-3 lead on Lawton Bronson now in the 4th inning. So they're starting to take charge there. It's 6-4 here. This game looked like it might be in the grasp of the Hawks, and now it's a new game again. And Blake Wilson going to run back out there for the 6th inning. Now that this is tightened up again, they're going to let Blake stay in the game. Wait for Mitch Flack to get the catching gear on. So the wheels are turning. Dean Harpenall, Marty Kurth, both Hawk alums. Dave Hang, assistant coach to Marty Kurth, former head coach over at Spalding. And they've all had state tournament teams. They've all played in a state tournament too, all 3 of them. And then Jim Wesselman, the co-head coach with Dean Harpenall, with all that Bancroft St. John's pedigree. And plenty of state tournament trips for the Johnnies. We head to the 6th. Would look like the Hawks' game to win now has turned into a duel again. Both teams with big 5th innings. They've each scored in the same innings, the 1st and the 5th. That's outside for the ball to Ross Arns. He struck out twice against Blake Wilson. Blake with 8 strikeouts tonight. Here's the pitch. That's in for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 walks. It's 8 strikeouts. 5 hits allowed for Blake. It's into the dirt.
Come on, Blake.
2 balls and a strike. Well, nobody's going home. Nobody's asking for the money back. This has been a titanic struggle against 2 teams for the top 5 in the state. One of these 2 makes it a state, they'll be a contender. There's a roller that bounces over the fence and into the fans. 2 balls, 2 strikes. They're paying attention to that first baseline.
Come on, Blake.
Don't expect it to come on over the fence very often here, but had so much bounce to it. Got on over the fence. Swing and a miss on a good sweeping breaking ball. He struck it out for strikeout number 9 of the night. And Arns has struck out for a 3rd time tonight. That brings up Jacob Wesselman. He's grounded out and struck out.
Good, Blake.
Infield stays the same. Steppes, Hang, Fricking, and Kurth around the infield for Gehlen. Flack still behind the plate. Blake Wilson still throwing. Breaking ball stays high. Jacob Wesselman with a .217 batting average. He threw the shutout against West Sioux the other night. And he shut out Gehlen on 4 hits the other night. I talked to some Hawk fans. They kind of almost had a sentiment of pitching him again tonight because he kept the Jays so off balance with all his off-speed stuff in that July 1st game. That's high for ball 3, 3-0. Wesselman, the number 7 hitter. Wilson got himself into trouble in that 5th with walks to the number 8 and number 9 hitters with 1 out, and then the floodgates open. He's had trouble with the top half of the order, and they damaged him again. That's high ball 4. Gonna walk him on 4 pitches. 3 walks. And Jeremiah Lewis up. He grounded out, he walked and scored. Well, Mitch Flack's got to be a wall back there. Again, Marty Kurth and Dave Hang and Kirk Cardazzo putting their heads together. Marty's on his way out of the dugout. This may be it for Blake. He's not summoned anybody yet. Yeah, Ryan Stoll already headed in from right field. Apparently they made that decision in the dugout before the inning started. Ryan Stoll sprinting in from right field. Robbie Gunner's going to... Well, Mitch Black's taking the catching gear off, so maybe he's going to pitch. Ryan Stoll come in and put the catching gear on. I think that's what's going to happen. Flack was a shutout the other night. Mike Wilson's going out to right field. We got a pitching change. We'll take a minute break. We're back with more baseball from the Riverview Complex. Going to be Brady Hine coming in to pitch. He'll take over here with one out and one on in the sixth inning. He came on and threw hitless relief for the last inning of Mitchell Flack's shutout against South O'Brien the other night. We got Robbie Gunner entering at second base, and Mitch Flack will be out of the game. Robbie will hit at his number 6 spot in the order. Blake Wilson goes out to right field. Ryan Stoll comes in from right field, and he's now your catcher. So that's the changes. And the first hitter, Jeremiah Lewis, stepping in here with one on, one out. Jacob Wesselman just drew a walk. That's 4 free passes for Blake Wilson. He ends up going 5 in the third innings. Can't close the book on him yet. Ends up giving up 5 hits. It's going to be pop foul out of play. So far, 6 runs. 3 walks and 9 strikeouts tonight. But he's in line to lose it. If his team can't rally, they trail 6-4. Jays will be at the number 9, number 1, and number 2 spots in their half of the 6th. Pitch high. 1 ball, 1 strike. Brady Hine is making his 3rd relief appearance. He's got a 7-0 record, a 1.72 ERA. He's into the stretch. And the pitch, and it's going to be outside. 2-1. Hine has thrown 40 2/3 innings, 31 hits allowed, 8 walks, 38 strikeouts. Been some good baseball for the Jays this year. Here's a liner, right, and steps over and touches the bag and double play. And Hine comes in and gets the Jays out of this 6th inning jam. Unassisted double play for Jared Stephens. He's had some wicked liners down there tonight. In the hot corner of this diamond tonight. No runs, there were no hits, no errors. Nobody left on base. You close the book on Blake Wilson now. He gives up 6 runs on the night, 5 in the 3rd innings. Stands to be the loser if the Jays can't rally. It's 6-4 Hawks as we head to the bottom of the 6th. Tournament action being brought to you by Heartland Heart. Assume that's where BCA, or CPA, Sap Brothers Petroleum, top-notch transmission, and Jerry's Pizza. Solomon Fricking leading it off, the only one that did not hit in the 5th. He slide out, grounded out, just missed a 2-run homer back in the 2nd. Lo and behold, Mitch Plindo went into the corner and caught the thing right in front of the foul pole right down the line. Almost went yard, and then it got caught on top of everything else. Had nothing to show for it. Pitches away. Lifted the Jays to a 3-2 lead. At that point, there was 1 on. Pitch inside, 3-0. And Wesselman still working for the Hawks. Still working quick. Boy, he gets that ball back, and he's already into the pose to pitch. That's high ball 4. He walks him on 4 pitches. Lead off walk, and nothing usually good comes out of that. It gets Jim Wesselman bounding out of the dugout to talk to his senior son. 3rd walk for Wesselman. There's a hit batter in there, too. A couple of hit batters. This is an unusual number of free passes for this guy. He came into the night with just 5 walks for the year, and he's already given up 3 free passes tonight, plus the 2 hit batters. But he'll make a change. He's the ace of the staff. Had to bring up Lucas Hunt with 1 on. Nobody out. Tying run coming to the plate. Hunt's 2 for 3. Singled and scored in the 1st, struck out in the 3rd, singled and scored in the 5th. That big 3-run 5th inning started when the team was down 6-1. Which is inside for the ball. Showed bump there. Ty Kurth on deck, then Brady Hine, and they're into the meat of the orders. There's a strike down the middle. It's 1-1. Marty Kurth flashing through those signs down to the 3rd base box. Got fans all around this field, all the way to the center field flagpole. High for a ball. You can't sit along the right field fence to center field because of the riverbank. That's fouled back, took a healthy cut. That's 2 balls, 2 strikes. strikes. And again, I'd say somewhere in the 6 to 8 deep all the way around this fence from foul pole to foul pole. Everybody trying to lean in and get a look. That's going to be line foul off to the right, not a play. That's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Lucas Hunt trying to go to right field with it. Solomon frecking at first. Nobody out. Lead-off walk by the number 9 hitter. But he's not your ordinary number 9 hitter. He leads the Jays in hitting at 440. Solomon frecking. Has been a pesky leadoff hitter for the Jays all season. Tried some different people in this spot, but Lucas Hunt has been the real deal up there. He's kind of set the table for the offense. Giving those guys in the 3rd, 4th, 5th spots a lot of RBI opportunities. Here's the pitch. There's a line drive. That's up the middle. Base hit in the center. And the first 2 are aboard. Solomon Frickin takes a big turn at second, stays put. That'll bring up Ty Kurth. Ty will be bunting here. He's the best bunter in the team. He got his 12th sacrifice earlier in the ball game. He's been hit by a pitch twice. Dean Harpenall coming out now, and I think he'll take the ball away from Matt Wesselman. Probably give it to Jacob, I would guess. Jacob will give him a different look. And hand it over to Erik Conover instead. Yeah, Erik Conover's going to come in to pitch. Another pitching change. Both starters have been knocked out of the box. 6-4 game. Jays at the time runs on with nobody out. Third baseman Elliot Conover in to pitch. He and Matt Wesselman just trade spots. Conover making his 10th appearance, his second relief appearance. He's 6-2 with a 2.36 ERA in 50 1/3 innings, which is second best of the team. 51 hits allowed, 12 walks, 72 strikeouts. Ty Kurth up to the strike, and he'll be laying one down here. One of the premier butters probably in the War Eagle Conference. And a must bunt coming up here. The Jays need to get this down. Breaking ball, he laid off. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Well, if you show bunt early on, I don't think anybody's thinking he'll do anything else here in this at bat. Try to get him to pop it up. He's already squared around. Here's the pitch. Oh, there's a good bunt up the first baseline. The pitcher Conover over to Potabom, covered. The out, and everybody moves up. Well, it's coming right in his face, and he still managed to get the bat on it. That's a butter. 1-3 for the putout. The sacrifice is the 13th of the year for Ty. And the Jays at the time runs in scoring position. Brady Hying and Jared Steppes with an opportunity here. Hying with 2 RBIs. Sack fly in the first. He lined out to second in the 3rd and had an RBI double in the 5th. It went over Brad Rawlings' head. There's a bouncing ball to short. Jacob Wesselman with a backhand stop makes the play on the first to run his head. Another RBI for Brady Hying, his 3rd. It's 6-5. And the tying run just 90 feet away. Jared Steppes up. Steppes with a single in the first. He grounded out to second in the 3rd. Fouled out the first baseman, Andrew Potabom, in the 5th inning. He's 1 for 3. Runner at 3rd represents the tying run. Jays were down 6-1 going into the bottom of the 5th. Jays haven't seen Conover yet this year, I don't believe.
Come on, stretch.
That's going to be hit in the air, fairly deep right center. This ball is... Steppes at second base now represents the go-ahead run with 2 outs. Pitch was kind of up about eye level. They tried a hit ball trick on Jared Steppes. Jacob Wesselman, I think, caught even the umpires off balance there. I don't think Gene Baumgars was alert to it. Now Dean Harpenall's out trying to complain about should have had an out at second. Yeah, they tried the hidden ball trick. Haven't seen that done in years. The Hawks think they executed it and got Steffes off the bag, but he's going to get a stay put. Blake Wilchin at the plate. Well, he's no longer figuring in the decision. Neither is Wesselman. It's Conover and Hines game to win or lose now. We're tied at 6. What a response by Gehlen after getting down 6-1. With the way Matt Wesselman was pitching, it didn't look very good for the green and gold, but here they are. They fought their way back. Swing and a miss. Blake with a big cut. He's down 0-2. 4 out. Boy, did Jared Steffes put a charge into that one. Out to right center and has one short hop off the fence. A little bit of a push from the breeze and it almost got out. That'd have been a home run to remember in his career. Curveball just missed the outside corner. Cable sidearm. Blake hits right but throws left.
1-7.
Wilson with 5 hits, 6 runs allowed, 3 walks, and 9 strikeouts. Now he is not a pitcher decision. That's a line drive right at the second baseman, Jeremiah Lewis. He had to jump just a little bit to catch it. But that was ripped too by Wilson. Momentum has swung, folks. 2 runs, 2 hits, 1 left on. 6-3 for Gehlen. This game is not enough at 6-6 going to the 7th. Well, 3 now. Woodbury Central pulling away down at Lawton tonight. So it's beginning to look like Woodbury Central's in that game on Tuesday night. Who's it going to be here? It's a 6-6 tie. The Hawks have coughed up a 6-1 lead. And 9 outs to get. The Jays have come back with 5 in the last 2 innings here. 3 in the 5th, 2 in the 6th. Jared Steffes with an RBI double to tie it. Brad Rolling, the number 9 hitter, will lead off the 7th. Jays will be in the bottom half of their order. And Brady Hine gets his game to win or lose. Now he closed the book on Matt Wesselman. 5 innings pitched, 8 hits, 6 runs, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts, and 2 hit batters.
So don't save battery.
Last run charged to him as well. Put him aboard before he left. Swing and a miss. Fouled out and walked and scored. Hine gets faced 1 batter. He got lined up into a double play to kill the 6th. We're into the 7th and a 6-6 draw. What a game between these 2 heavyweights. And breaking balls in for a strike. Hine took over with 1 on, 1 out. In the 6th, they got a line-out double play to end the top of the 6th, and then the Jays came back with 2 in the bottom of the 6th. That's high for the ball. It's 1 and 2. Brady Hine with 3 RBIs tonight, and he couldn't possibly pick up the pitching win. Certainly momentum has switched. Here's the pitch.
Yeah.
Good sweeping breaking ball. Struck him out. Strikeout for Hine. You just got to feel how the air has gone out of one side. Jays do have that last at bat. Robbie Gunner, I believe, will lead off that bottom of the 7th. I believe his entry into the game will put him in Mitch Black's hitting spot. Or you could pinch hit for it. 6-6 tie, 1 out in the 7th. Here's Erik Willman. He's 2 for 3 tonight, and he scored twice. Driven run in, a good suicide squeeze bunt in that 5th inning. That started a 4-run 5th inning that helped the Hawks open up a 6-1 lead. Everybody in the ballpark thought it was pretty much over except the Gehlen dugout. Back in it. Tipped there by Ryan Stoll and the catch of Brady Hine. Sinker into the dirt to no avail. 2 balls, no strikes. Brady Harpin on deck, and then it's Elliott Conover after that. Here's the pitch. That's going to be low for the ball. 3-0.
Come on, Brady.
Hine does a walk, Denny. Brady relieved the other night. Pitch inside. Gets away from Ryan Stoll. Down to first base goes Willman with a 1-out walk. Going to be the 4th walk issued by Gehlen tonight. Marty Kurth steps out of the dugout just to set the defense. Here comes Brady Harpin out of the plate. He's a spray hitter. Reached on it after striking out of the 1st and scored. Lined out to 1st in the 3rd and hit a liner to Herbst in left field last time. So he's been all over the park. The pitch is inside. Ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Elliott Conover is next. He's 1 for 3. 1 on, 1 out. Here's the pitch to Harpanaugh. Great shot up the middle, but took Brady Hines' leg off. First hit of the night for Harpanaugh. Kid get a hit. Brady rips one into center field. Came in hitting over 400. And the go-ahead runs are on base now for the Hawks here in the top of the seventh. And they're into the meat of the order. Elliot Conover and Andrew Potabom up. Conover, a 460 average. Right below Brady Harpanaugh. Harpanaugh, the leading hitter on this club. Out of the regulars. 5 home runs for this guy. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball, stays high. 1 ball, no strikes. Potabom, the cleanup hitter, has a couple of RBI doubles tonight. He's driven in 3. Potabom's only home run this year came against Gehlen in one of their 2 games earlier this year. Here's the pitch. Look out. Swings and misses. One that rode in on him. Foul tip. Runners were moving, but they'll go back. More a swing out of protection than anything else. That fastball really rode in on him. And it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Top of the 7th. 2 on, 1 out. Conover and Potabom and Wesselman due up here to try to do something about breaking this 6-6 tie. Jays will be in the bottom half of the order. Here's the stretch and here's the pitch. Swing and a miss and a hanging breaking ball. And he hit him out in front. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Boy, coaches are coaching.
Gotta be a wall, Ryan.
Players are playing. Brady Harpanaugh is shaking off his catcher. Ryan Stoll, here's the pitch. Breaking ball stays high. It's 2-2.
Go, Brady!
An all Spalding battery mate. And Ryan Stoll behind the platter. Brady Hine out of the pitcher's mound. Here's the stretch. A pitch, swing and a foul tip. A fastball down the chute. 2 balls, 2 strikes. He's trying to hammer one by him. Big strikeout if he get Conover on strikes. Conover has struck out 13 times this year in a 460 batting year. He's got 8 doubles, 2 triples, 5 home runs. He's got an RBI single tonight. Swing and a miss on a breaking pitch. Throw down to second. They're going to a double play on this. Slip over to third base, and they threw it behind him and got him before he could get back. A strike him out, throw him out, double play, and the Jays are out of the inning. No runs, a hit, no errors, 1 left. And we've gone through 6.5 innings, still tied at 6, and Jays will be in the bottom half of the order when we come back in 30 seconds. Now we move into the bottom of the 7th inning. It looks like Flax can actually hit his spot here. Robbie Gunner came in defensively, so Flax will go ahead and hit his spot.
Get it started, Mitchell!
In the number 6 spot in the batting order. Flax flied out to center. Reached on a fielder's choice and single a run home in that 3-run 5th inning. Hawks scored 2 in the 1st, 4 in the 5th. Jays with a run in the 1st, 3 in the 5th, and now 2 in the 6th to tie it. We move into the bottom of the 7th.
Right on him, Mitch! Let's
9 and 6.
go,
First pitch is fouled back to the screen, strike 1. Tournament action being brought to you by Rental Sales and Service, MRK Insurance, Julie Hurt Property Pros, Lamar's Agri Center, and Northwest Bank. Breaking ball, fouled it back right in front of us. For strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes. KLEM 1410 AM at 96.9 FM. Great to have you with us, and we thought it'd be a terrific matchup, and it has lived up to its billing. Swing and a miss, struck him out on a good breaking pitch. And the first strikeout of the night for Elliot Conover. 1 gone in the bottom of the 7th. That'll bring up Noah Livermore. We talk about the Jays being into the bottom of the order, but this is certainly no ordinary bottom of the order. The Jays don't really have a weak bat in their lineup. Burrow a fastball in on the hands, strike 1. Livermore against Matt Wesselman walked twice and struck out. Here's the pitch, that's it for strike 2. Conover just poured a fastball in. No balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Here's the line drive. Off the glove. Into foul territory. And Livermore's aboard over the breaking ball. face, and he is in with a head first. Oh, knocks off the head. Noah Livermore with a double. Got kicked off the glove. Third baseman Matt Wesselman into foul ground. And Noah Livermore at second base. Got to get a runner in for him. That's the potential winning run. Boy, that's a line drive that had a hook on it. Wesselman tried to snare it and went off the edge of the glove.
Get on the field.
And that hook kind of fooled him a little bit and went off his glove into foul territory down the left field line.
I'm going back there.
And it looks like Austin Herbst is coming in to run. And he's got track speed. Moore coming off. Getting some good grads. Lance Gold and Solomon Brecken will have a chance to win it. The advantage of the last at bat in a game like this. Stoll has
You go kill him if they don't score here.
a strikeout and a rounder back to the pitcher tonight. Stoll will step in inside the plate. 26 runs batted in. And Dean Harpenau out of the dugout now to talk to the home plate umpire, Mark Harris.
Go sit down.
I think he's checking on this pitch run move here. We got to be a little careful about how you move these runners in and out. He's looking for every angle in a big game. Well, we saw what a misuse of players can do last year in a sub-state final. Want to make sure your moves are done well and done right. Yeah, everything's okay, Mark Harris says. I think Mark Harris was the guy at the plate in that controversial Heelan-Lamar's game last year, because Trent Eckstein had got on and asked him if his change of pitchers is going to be okay. He's going to be okay to do that. Harris said he would. That was part of the argument at the end of the night there, that the umpire approved my move. But it isn't his decision. It isn't his call. 1 ball, no strikes to Ryan Stoll. Conover gets set. Runner at second. Here's the pitch. That's it for strike one. 1-1. 25 state tournament trips between the three schools represented here tonight in this head-to-head matchup. 15 state titles between fall and summer. That's it for strike two. Marty Kurth says, put this thing in play here. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Runner at second. That's the potential winning run. 1 out. Number 8 hitter Ryan Stoll down in the count, 1-2. Probably a curveball coming here. Just missed the outside corner with a fastball. 2-2. Conover probably throws a little harder than Matt Wesselman. Wesselman's just so crafty at nailing corners. Mixes his pitches up. 2-2 pitch.
No.
Missed outside, 3-2. Ryan Stoll taking a couple of borderline pitches. Whew. Solomon Brecken on deck.
Hold on, Ryan. Your time.
I don't think anybody's, I mean, you would be disappointed with the outcome if your team doesn't win here, but boy, they both fought their hearts out. Foul the pitch off. That was a tough one, too.
Where's
Down
Stick?
around the
Where's
knees.
Stick?
That was a good pitch by Conover, and Stoll squiggled it. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Ryan Stoll is 0 for 2 tonight, but he had a sac bunt back in the second. Runner at second. They've got 2 shots to bring him in before we go to extra innings. Here's the pitch. Outside ball 4. Puts the runner on. Now there's a force at 3 bases. That runner doesn't mean a thing. Herbst at second. Stoll at first. Solomon Brecken, the team's top hitter up. He flied out to left field.
Don't help
On a
him.
terrific
Don't
catch,
help him,
running
Saul.
backhanded down into the corner by Mitch Glendale back in the second and nearly left the yard. Grounded out in the fourth, walked and scored in the sixth. That's a line drive. Here comes Herbst. Marty Kurth waving. Here comes the throw to the plate. It's offline. Gehlen has rallied back 6-1 victory. They win it on a walk-off single by Solomon Brecken in the bottom of the 7th inning. Gehlen moves to the sub-state title on Tuesday night. The Hawk season ends at 28-5. A remarkable comeback in the final 3 innings by Gehlen left on. Gehlen Catholic, 7 runs, 11 hits, 2 errors, and 8 left on base. The win going to Brady Hying. He'll go to 8-0.
Isn't that awesome?
He won it with an inning and 2/3 shutout relief. He gave up 1 hit, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts. Blake Wilson, the starter, went 5 1/3, 5 hits, and 6 runs, 3 walks, 9 strikeouts. The loss going to go to Elliot Conover. He finished the last 2 innings, 3 hits, 1 run. It was earned, 1 walk and 1 strikeout. He actually went 1 1/3 innings. Actually, there was 1 out when the winning run scored. He walked 1, struck out 1, 6-3. His record. He's coming back, only a junior. Matt Wesselman started 5 innings, 8 hits, 6 runs, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts, 2 hit batters. Let's replay the final inning. A strikeout by Flack, followed by Noah Livermore's line drive off the glove of Matt Wesselman at third base. It was a hooking line drive. We went with a double on it. Went off Wesselman's glove. He just misplayed the hook on it, and it went into foul ground up the third baseline. Livermore just hustled into second base. Not really known for his speed necessarily, but he legged it in there and able to get a double out of it. Brian Stoll then walked, and Solomon Frucking ripped a solid single to left field. Austin Herbst running for Livermore, able to beat the throw to the plate. It was offline, and the Jays win it 7-6 after trailing 6-1 after 4.5 innings. The Hawks look like they're in pretty good shape, up 6-1, and Matt Wesselman in control of things. But the Jays scored 3 in the bottom of the 5th, tied it with 2 in the 6th. They win it here in the bottom of the 7th on a walk-off hit by number 9 hitter. Their top hitter, though, Solomon Frucking, his first hit of the night. Jays wrapped out 11 hits, and they win the final game of this 3-game set. The third time around, Jake's got it caught up with the Hawks here tonight. They end the year in a fine 28-5 season. Tough to talk about a loser and a winner in this, because it was just a terrific ball game between 2 outstanding ball clubs. Gehlen and Woodbury Central seemingly headed toward a sub-state game. Woodbury Central was up 12-3. Last report down at Lawton over the Eagles, so they were putting one on them. Jays did not play. Oh yeah, they did play Woodbury Central and beat them here in the J Club tournament 11-0. Again, there'll be different pitchers going this time around. Woodbury Central was one of the teams that beat the St. Mary's Hawks this year. Beat them 2-0. Probably a little better pitching matchup, and we'll see a pretty good pitching matchup again coming up on Tuesday night. That'll be over at the Lamar's Community Field, as Gehlen went away from making it back to the state tournament for the first time since 2008. So the kids earned this win. I'll tell you, Gehlen comes from a 6-1 deficit in their final 9 outs and pull out a 7-6 victory and a walk-off here in the bottom of the 7th. Hope you enjoyed it tonight. Carlson Seed Shed, your Curry seed dealer. New York Life Agent, Al Potabom. Sharon's Embroidery. Glenn's Copier, downtown Lamar's. A.E. Pitts and Sons, formerly Carl's Welding. Sponsors of tonight's game, along with Bolin Chiropractic. Farm Bureau Financial Services, Steve Chester, Mike Kenny, and John Mortensen. Rust Western Shed in Northwest Iowa Credit Union. And the doubleheader on Tuesday night will cover the Akron-Westfield game down to the Girls State Tournament, and Tom Chilton going to be covering the Gehlen game in the sub-state back here in town, so he'll be your voice for the Gehlen Jays on Tuesday night. I, of course, would pick them up at state if they make it down to Principal Park. If they don't conflict with maybe a state championship game down at Fort Dodge, we could maybe have to ask for assistance again on Friday, if that's when Gehlen would get put into the brackets in the state tournament. But again, it's all to be decided yet. We've got to see how they get seeded. If they can make it, they got to get past Woodbury Central in the sub-state on Tuesday night at the Lamar's Community Field. A lot of congratulations going on out there, and of course a lot of heartache over there on the Hawks side. They thought they had this sewed up, and I think a lot of the Hawk fans feeling pretty good about it too, and they went up 6-1, but the lead didn't hold. The big bats for Gehlen got going, and the Jays pounded out 6 runs on 8 hits over the last 3 innings to come from behind to win this one tonight, 7-6.